Hey guys, great to have you here today. I got an awesome follow along video. This is one, if you're sitting in your office, if you're sitting at home somewhere, go ahead and grab a club, stand up and actually work through this video. That's the way that's going to work best. And we're going to talk about how to really compress those irons. The first thing we're going to talk about is getting momentum in the swing. So feeling like I'm loading up on my right side and then all my momentum is coming through the ball, coming out to the target, and I really feel like I'm transferring a lot of energy doing that. And I want to break this down into two motions here, two big key checkpoints with this. I want to think about my pivot in my backswing is my right hip. So imagine your actual right hip socket. You're going to load into this right leg here on the way back. And then as I come through, I'm going to load into my left hip socket and turn on through. So you can imagine my pivot point of my backswing is my right hip. My pivot point on my downswing is my left hip. And I'm going to let that momentum come all the way on through to the target. So it's a big key with getting distance, getting power in those iron shots is getting that good full turn, which this is going to help with. So as you stand up, go ahead and grab a club, put it across your shoulders, and I want you to focus in on that right hip turn going back. Now you'll notice my hips rotate. I've gotten a decent amount of hip rotation here, and my shoulders are really going to continue to build on that. So I'm in my right hip, and my shoulders have gotten to at least 90 degrees. So if you have this club across your shoulders, load into that right hip until your club will get pointing past your golf ball. Now in the downswing, we're just going to shift it back over to the left. I'm going into my left hip. You notice my left knee turns out a little bit. I'm starting to clear over to the left side, and then I'm pushing into the ground, turning this left pivot behind my body, and I'm going to get the right of my club and my right shoulder pointing a little bit more down the fairway. You'll notice in order for that to happen, my right toe has to come completely off the ground. So when I put this together, it's going to look something like this. Right pivot, left pivot, coming all the way on through. Don't go any past your full range of motion. So if you have a tough time going past 90 degrees, that's completely fine. If you're a little more flexible and you can get well past 90, that's completely fine too. Same thing on the follow through. Now I want you to do about 20 or 30 total reps. Go ahead and hit the pause button on this video right now. Work through those reps until you feel nice and comfortable doing that. Now that we're comfortable with that, let's go ahead and take a club without a ball. I'm going to set up here, and I'm just going to think right pivot, right hip, left hip. And I'm making a good turn, but now we're doing it at full speed with the swing. Maybe not full speed, but 70 or 80% speed. And again, that good full turn, really loading up going back, really releasing as you're coming on through. You can imagine all the weight of your body, all your momentum is just coming down and through that golf ball. That's what we call the power turn on the top speed golf system, and it's a big key to creating speed. So now once we got that momentum coming through, that's going to boost up our club head speed. Now let's compress that ball and get really nice solid contact. And I got a great cheat for you on what I would recommend doing for this. First, let's turn this club sideways. I want you to have the toe of the club pointed toward this golf ball. And I want you to feel like in your downswing, you're really coming down with some good lag, some good forward shaft lean, and you're just going to hammer that. Almost like this is a sledgehammer. You're just going to smash into that golf ball. And I want you just to do 5 or 10 practice swings, just visualizing hitting that golf ball. So right there, pausing at impact, that's 1. As I come through to the second one, go ahead and let your hips clear out of the way so you can get that momentum coming on through, get to that good full finish. That's number 3. Now I'm going to focus on my hands, getting a little bit more forward in front of this. Notice how I have some good shaft lean in there. That's 4. I feel like I'm really compressing the golf ball. That's 5. Go ahead and do about 10 or 15 total reps, working through those checkpoints. Again, hips open, forward shaft lean, really feeling like you're going to smash that golf ball. Once you've done that, let's go ahead and turn this club square. Let's try to recreate that same thing. You notice in those practice swings how I had tons of forward shaft lean. And I'm going to do that by squaring up my left hand. The more this hand turns forward like that, easier it's going to be. For those of you who struggle with forward shaft lean, here's another great tip for you. Take your left hand, turn it a little bit more to the right. So now if I'm looking down at my left hand, my eyes, I can only see one, maybe a bit of a second knuckle. As I turn my hand a little more to the right, I can see 3 knuckles on my left hand. Not a big deal. It's called a stronger grip. There's been a lot of good players with this. I wouldn't necessarily go to this grip if you usually have some pretty good forward shaft lean, but if you're really struggling with it, you've been trying to get forward shaft lean for a while, this may help to put you over the edge to really feel that. So now from this stronger position, it's a bit more of the feeling like when my club is sideways and I really can hammer it into there. I'm going to go ahead and feel like I'm behind that golf ball and I get that forward shaft lean, I can really compress this thing. So let's go ahead and do another 5 or 10 practice swings, tying it all in together. Right hip, left hip, hammering the golf, hammering the golf ball with the tip of the club. And let's do another 5 or 10 practice swings, just nice and fluid, right from your living room. Once you're comfortable with that, let's go out to the golf course, and I'm gonna recreate that same feeling to really compress this golf ball, really feel like I'm hammering it. Let's go ahead and give it a try. There we go. Hit that one dead solid right toward the flag. Really compressed golf ball. Work through those keys, work through those checkpoints, and I guarantee you, you're gonna start compressing those golf balls. You're gonna start hitting those pure iron shots. All right guys, hope y'all really enjoyed this video, but I've got an even better bonus for you. Everybody wants to hit the ball farther. One of the easiest and quickest ways to do this is to make sure we get a big turn in the backswing. The really cool part about this is it doesn't rely on your flexibility. I'm not very flexible. I know a lot of you out there aren't very flexible, but we're gonna show you how to increase that turn without having to be Gumby or be any certain age or anything like that. So if you wanna increase your distance, go ahead and, there's gonna be a preview in a second that pops up here. Go ahead and click the iCard that pops up on your screen. You're gonna get instant access to that video, plus you're gonna get 5 videos from our Top Speed Golf system. Best of luck to you guys. We'll see you in the power turn. Good luck ripping it out there. But with the correct technique, we can all hit it with really good distance without a lot of muscular effort. And it all starts out, the very first thing you have to do is get a good powerful turn to load up the body. And it's not only in golf, but in all sports we have to rotate the body. At least 90 degrees with the shoulders as you swing to the top. Preferably, we can go even a little bit past 90 to really get loaded up. That's gonna allow us to have a lot of power. So we don't just have to look at golf for this. Let's actually look at other sports. They're rotating their body, then they're coming forward. So we have to get that load. We have to get this big shoulder turn to be able to create power in the golf swing. So in this series of videos, I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that. That's one of the first keys to getting power, and we're all gonna get at least a 90-degree turn, if not more than that. I think you'll be surprised at what you can do. So let's go ahead and get started with the next series of videos, and I'm gonna show you how to get this big, powerful turn. All right guys, so before we go, let's take a look at this in action with some of the top pros. Now here we're looking at Adam Scott, and you're gonna see as he rotates to the top, good full shoulder turn. This is pretty typical of what I see with the top pros, a little past 90. Those guys are working on their flexibility, so sometimes they can get to 100 or even 110 degrees.